longer ago, and Nicky Byrne too. And everyone I've spoken to has been at pains to play down their footballing prowess, well, everybody except Johnny Wilkes. But if you tap beneath the surface, you sense that most have been engaged in fitness regimes of one kind or another, some more punishing than others, but all aimed at preserving the single biggest motivating power at work here tonight, male vanity. Right back for the rest of the world is Gethin Jones, headed away by Ralph Little, and here's Teddy Sheringham reunited with Alan Shearer in the England attack. This is Ollie Murs, and here is Alan Shearer, headed away by Sami Hyypiä, and here's Michael Sheen. Everybody wants to look good tonight. You never know, Cheryl Cole might be watching.
England have certainly got some comfortable players. Robbie Williams and Johnny Wilkes are I'm hearing very good things about Ollie Murs, Clive.
Taking on Gordon Ramsay, who's actually old enough to be Ollie Murs' dad. I'm not suggesting for one moment, of course, although there is a bit of a facial resemblance. Here's Teddy Sheringham. And wouldn't you just know a footballer can't control it? He can control it, look at this. This might be the greatest player I've ever seen. Zinedine Zidane. Mike Myers. Joe Calzaghe. Here's Ryan Giggs. It's a searching ball for Nicky Byrne. David Seaman in two minds.
Steady, Nicky. Far too good looking to go jumping in there with a goalkeeper like that.
Joe Calzaghe to Zinedine Zidane. Calzaghe can't quite catch up with the pass. Tony Redknapp to Teddy Sheringham. A more familiar combination than Zidane to Calzaghe. Here's Ollie Murs. Easily taken by Jens Lehmann in goal for the rest of the world.
Decent ball in though from Ollie Murs. It was right gully, but Jens Lehmann read it well, come out and plucked it out the air.
This is Mike Myers. Michael Sheen, that's a little optimistic, I think.
Yeah, that might be asking just a bit too much, Mike.
Yeah, the magic moments of the first two Soccer games were not so much the goals, but the surreal moments, the moment when Craig David barged Jaap Stam off the ball at Wembley, and when Alistair Campbell challenged Paul Gascoigne here at Old Trafford. Diego Maradona versus Robbie Williams in a 50-50. Commentary lines, you never thought you'd hear yourself say. Offside. Remember Kenny Logan's outrageous foul on Alan Shearer 2 years ago, and Danny Jones and McFly crossing perfectly for Shearer to head home. Fantasy meets reality, and all in a really good cause. Henrik Larsson playing at centre-back for the rest of the world. Rather controversial Kenny Dalglish selection, particularly as he's left Luis Figo on the bench tonight.
Yeah, he is, yeah. Listen, some good players still to come on, and I think the managers are going to need one or two options later on, because never underestimate the fact that particularly the celebrities, they get a bit nervous and they get through a fair bit of energy before the game's even started. So I think they'll need those extra boys to come on second half for sure.
Yes, we're just reaching that lovely phlegm in the back of the throat moment now, and you realise they haven't done quite as much training for this as you thought. Here's Robbie Williams. Tackled by Nicky Byrne. Westlife meets Take That on the far side. Kenny Dalglish is in charge not only of the rest of the world, but apparently finding Liverpool a new manager at the moment. He's got a busy week.
The next team talk he does might be a wee bit different to the one he probably did about half an hour ago.
It's Robbie Williams with a long throw. Alan Shearer with the head back to Teddy Sheringham. Stolen from him by Henrik Larsson. Brought down by Ben Shepherd. He's on a slightly different time zone, Ben, because he's used to getting up at 4:30 in the morning. He's usually in bed by now.
Actually, it was a good foul to make that, because Henrik Larsson had really got motoring. If you're not sure, you can always take him out the equation and argue about it after.
That familiar Zinedine Zidane, Mike Myers combination up front for the rest of the world. Michael Sheen has taken captaincy very seriously. Ryan Giggs tackled well by Ollie Mers. That's a good moment for Mers, who is a Manchester United fan. He's a Manchester United fan from Essex. Feeds Ben Shepherd. It's a half-decent cross, but Ralph Little and Alan Shearer weren't quite on the same wavelength. Robbie Williams. And Joe Calzaghe can get it away. It's a bit bigger than a boxing ring, isn't it, Joe? Gordon Ramsay had limped off by this stage 2 years ago. He has got bad knees, in fairness. He's given away a few years to 1 or 2. Mike Myers is actually the oldest outfield player on the field at 46. Ollie Mers the youngest at 26. Should be a handicap. Mersey's cross, turned away by Henrik Larsson. Here is Mike Myers. Zidane couldn't control it. Such a good pass. Jamie Redknapp being managed by his dad tonight, not for the first time. It happened at Bournemouth, it happened at Southampton. Giggs to Myers, dispossessed by Redknapp. Damien Lewis, fresh from our West End stage run. He's been co-starring alongside Keira Knightley. Tonight he co-stars alongside Jamie Redknapp. Giggs. Now, Nicky Byrne's onside here. Ralph Little managed to get back, but the rest of the world have a corner.
Yeah, he did well there, Ralph Little. Nicky Byrne had a bit of space. Good early ball from Ryan Giggs. Ralph Little watch, look, they're just him and Robbie Williams just getting a little bit confused, so good defensive play, gets back and just knocks it away.
Michael Sheen. Nicky Byrne. This is Gethin Jones, and now Ryan Giggs. Good run this by Larsson. Looking to roll it back to Michael Sheen. Ralph Little got in the way. Many of tonight's players are parents themselves. Nicky Byrne's twin boys were charging around Fulham's training ground on Friday when I dropped in on preparations for the game. Ollie Mers looking to run Gordon Ramsay. Larsson is there. Name drop or what, but I sat next to Woody Harrelson at lunch on Friday. We compared notes on parenting 17-year-old daughters. Just the very pleasure and privilege of having your own children gives you a natural association with the aims of UNICEF. Alan Shearer.
Desperate to have a shot there, Shearer as well. Trying to find half the yard for that right foot.
Scored a couple of goals 2 years ago at Wembley against the rest of the world in this fixture. Sheringham. Pull back to Damien Lewis with a bit of space. Now he's looking at chip. Jens Lehmann is a fantastic effort which comes back off the angle. And a wonderful attempt. An actor for almost defeating an international goalkeeper. Jens Lehmann was playing for Stuttgart in the Champions League last season.
Brilliant effort that was. Goalkeeper came out thinking he was going to be maybe trying to pick it out in front of Alan Shearer. He nearly ended up picking it out the back of the net.
Here's Zidane, not the man to give it to, Robbie. Nicky Byrne goes down. Is that a penalty? Robbie Williams brought him down. Penalty to the rest of the world. Controversial decision by Pierluigi Collina, not because it wasn't a foul, but it's Robbie's game.
Well, that's Collina's 2 tickets for Robbie's next concert. Up the Swanee, definitely.
But he might get in the next Westlife gig. Well, Nicky Byrne won the penalty, and they always say, never let the man who has fouled take the penalty. He hit the crossbar at Wembley 2 years ago, Nicky Byrne, not from the spot. Westlife singer against England international goalkeeper. Nicky Byrne slips and David Seaman keeps it out. Penalty saved, but he lost his footing as he struck it. Here comes Ollie Mers meanwhile. Alan Shearer, corner kick. You've been on the spot, Andy?
Yeah, I'm afraid, look, Nicky Byrne, the run-up looks good till that point there. He just loses his footing, doesn't really hit it. The goalkeeper doesn't really have to do a lot there, Big David. Just put that sizable frame in the way of it now.
A bit more sizable than it used to be. Martin Keown, who we haven't really seen us come forward here. It's the familiar Sheringham corner, but not the familiar Sheringham contact. Zidane motors forward. He could beat them all himself, this guy. Sami Hyypiä is charging upfield.
It's a great ball as well.
Look for him. David Seaman came out, crashed into Sami Hyypiä. Robbie Williams gets it away tidily this time. Hyypiä doesn't look too happy. Was that
no,
a penalty shout?
He's looking for a bit more there, I think, Sammy. A great run.
It's a long way back though, eh, Sammy? Sheringham. Gordon Ramsay intelligently filling in at centre-back. Jamie Redknapp. Ben Shepherd. Damien Lewis. And now Ollie Mers. Sheringham waiting beyond the far post, but it's gone out for a goal kick. He's got back.
He's just got back, Sammy. Look, Zidane just waited, as we've seen him do so often over the years. He probably felt he was just impeded a little bit. This is Damien Lewis. Look, he has a little look up and he just clips that, and Jens Lehmann is struggling. He's never getting it. Is it going to dip under the bar? That is so unlucky, Clive.
James Corden, who has inspired the team during the last 3 or 4 days, inspired, amused, entertained. But Damien Lewis, who you'll remember maybe from Band of Brothers and Life, he just finished his run on the West End stage. He's actually making, or been making, a football movie with Kenny Dalglish about a supporter who follows Liverpool. I think Stephen Gerrard and Jamie Carragher have got roles in that film. He seems to have picked up a thing or two from the football company he's been keeping. There's a fabulous effort there. Nicky Byrne. Easy enough for Jonathan Wilkes.
Oh, good tackle.
Giggs going for the chip, and David Seaman very calmly holds it under the crossbar. Cheeky.
Good effort. It's a great tackle from Nicky Byrne, and Ryan Giggs immediately seeing David Seaman half the yard off the line, but no.
On the eve of the world's greatest football show, maybe the world's greatest football charity match. How many clubs or indeed countries in world football could draw a crowd of 70,000 or so? This kind of attendance would certainly help a few cash-strapped clubs, but tonight it's helping a cause on which so many children around the world are dependent on for a decent start in life. Nicky Byrne, Ryan Giggs. Johnny Redknapp was having none of that. Martin Keown going back to his old Arsenal colleague David Seaman. And if you want to contribute to the UNICEF cause, you can tonight by telephone on 0330 123 1966, by text on 70442, or by going online to itv.com/soccer8. Please do try to help tonight. £5 could buy a malaria net, £20 could get 5 children back to school. Gethin Jones. It's Michael Sheen. Run away from him to Damien Lewis, who's impressing. Michael Sheen went back with him, Sheringham up towards Shearer. Foul on Larsson.
Oh, did he go down a bit easy there, Henrik Larsson? Little wink, I think, and a chuckle for Alan Shearer. Watch. Yep, he's just tumbled. Mr. Kalina, seeing enough.
Centre forward against centre forward. Larsson knows all the tricks that Shearer knows. Redknapp in towards Ollie Mers. Jens Lehmann not altogether convincing. Here's Gordon Ramsay. Keown saw that and got there ahead of Zidane, and then went rather through Joe Calzaghe. Martin Keown said to me on Friday, I haven't kicked a football for 5 years. I said, how many players have you kicked in the last 5 years? He went 5 years in his career where he didn't kick a ball.
Very wisely, he went and picked Joe Calzaghe up pretty quick.
A little kinder to Calzaghe than he was to Ruud van Nistelrooy here once upon a time. No wonder. Unbeaten Joe Calzaghe, one of the best half-dozen pound-for-pound boxers the world's seen, maybe, in the last 30-40 years. Damien Lewis having a good game, but he's taken on a bit too much there in the shape of Zinedine Zidane. Hello. The ball, where did it go? Anybody seen the ball? Towards Nicky Byrne.
Something to tell the kids I got nutmegged by Zidane.
It might have been the last time tonight. Down goes Nicky Byrne. Robbie Williams is throwing his weight around a bit this evening. He's playing for real, Robbie. Don't try this at home.
Bye-bye. He's lunging in a wee bit, Robbie. He's got to be careful.
Giggs with the free kick. It's too long. He's been playing a bit of football in Los Angeles, Robbie was telling me, with Barry Venison, an old friend of ours on ITV, and Stephen Ireland, the Manchester City player, has been over there just recently. They played a bit of football last week. He's been regular 6-mile runs, so he was saying. Ben Shepherd's pass a bit loose. Giggs. Here's Mike Myers. Found Nicky Byrne. Zidane in towards Ryan Giggs. It's driven a little bit wider than he wanted to be. Joe Calzaghe waits. Mike Myers is there. Damien Lewis just managed to reach it as well. For England that he did. Down goes Redknapp, free kick given.
Unlucky. Good football that was for the rest of the world side. Again, brilliant little swivel from Zidane there for Ryan Giggs. He wants to have the shot and he just rolls it back along the 6-yard box. Damien Lewis doing very well to get a foot in there.
Making an impact in each penalty area, Damien Lewis. He's hit the crossbar for England. Nicky Byrne has had a penalty saved for the rest of the world. We're goalless.
England's best way forward, Clive, is Ollie Mers and Gordon Ramsay. I think young Ollie's a fit young lad, and Gordon doesn't like it when he's running back towards his own goal.
Nicky Byrne's won the ball again well. Joe Calzaghe. Zidane, now Larsson. Mike Myers has taken up station on that right flank for now.
Good touch.
Gethin Jones. Now Michael Sheen. He's quite guided into Mike Myers' path. Ralph Little sort of that. Gordon Ramsay charging into Teddy Sheringham as only a Scot could.
He's not happy, Teddy. I'm not surprised either seeing that.
Sheringham. He's found Shearer in space here. And Gordon Ramsay got back and made the challenge. Alan Shearer thinks he got him and not the ball.
Tell you what, he did ever so well. Gordon Ramsay might well have just clipped Alan Shearer's foot as he's about to strike it, because these normally end up in the back of the net. Just maybe did enough. Watch, is there any? Oh yeah, just a little nibble was just enough. If you know what I mean with Gordon.
A bit of Gordon Ramsay language coming out of Alan Shearer's mouth, I think there. There's the number again. Please do call it if you can. 0330 123 1966. UNICEF, the world's leading children's organisation, relies entirely on voluntary donations, receives no money from the UN budget. Shearer. Heppier, more up than out. Ralph Little waiting underneath it. Heppier reaches it again. Ollie Murs trying to get there. Ryan Giggs doing some defending. Giggs. It's a bit of a cheat tonight, Ryan Giggs. I always thought he was a really good guy, but he's played a full Premier League season. He's going to start in the Manchester United team again next season. He's not really a veteran, is he, Andy?
He's amazing, Ryan Giggs. I think he's United's greatest ever player. I honestly do. I think when you look at the way he's lived his life as a player, the appearances, oh goodness me, what he's won in the game, can't be any better than him.
Playing here tonight as an official UNICEF representative. He launched a campaign to prevent deaths by landmines a couple of years back. Gordon Ramsay losing his footing. Goal kick given. Keep the effects microphones down near Gordon at the moment, please.
Good run it was from Gordon there, just unfortunately lost his foot in.
He was on Rangers books once upon a time, back in the days when Ali McCoist was a boy. He was in their youth teams alongside Ali and Dave McPherson and one or two others who went on to be a force at Ibrox. He also had a trial at Oxford United, but he's always had some knee problems. Shearer, Ben Shepherd getting forward, and Jens Lehmann hangs on.
Lucky good run from Ben Shepherd. He is a fit lad, galloping down that right hand side. Just wonder, maybe look at Ralph Little, top of the screen. Anything he's trying to get in there, possibly just cut back.
Played by David Seaman to Jamie Redknapp. Ben Shepherd to Ollie Murs. Jonathan Wilkes has scored the deciding goal in each of the two soccer aids that have been played so far. He asked me to remind you. Here's Robbie Williams. Ralph Little. Go on, Robbie. He's found Jamie Redknapp. Sheringham. Oh, some crunching tackle from Jonathan Wilkes on Nicky Byrne.
They've been after, I think they've singled Nicky Byrne out for some extra special treatment here tonight, Clive. Flying in there, Johnny Wilkes.
He's a Manchester United fan, Nicky Byrne. A quiet James Corden, pensive. Michael Sheen dispossessed by Jamie Redknapp. Damien Lewis. Redknapp tried to slide it into Sheringham. Away by Larson.
Chance to hit it, Teddy there.
Damien Lewis tackled by Ryan Giggs. Flashback to George Best with that sliding challenge which just gathers the ball in. There's another. Zidane. Michael Sheen. These are the moments that the guys really treasure when they get the tape of the game. Zinedine Zidane to Michael Sheen. It's great. Now Ryan Giggs to Michael Sheen. Gethin Jones. Led by Damien Lewis as far as Nicky Byrne. And now Ryan Giggs. Picked off though by Ben Shepherd, and Sheringham will turn, and Shearer's onside here, but Jens Lehmann alert to the danger. Good play by Michael Sheen. Midfield, Nicky Byrne on.
All trying to play the right way though, Clive, aren't they? They're getting the ball and they're looking forward, and one touch where they can. Look like they're really enjoying it, having a good go at it. That's what it's all about. Once that whistle goes, doesn't matter whether it's Zidane or Mike Myers, whatever. Make the most of it, enjoy it.
Amongst the stars we're still to see, Ricky Hatton, Bradley Walsh are on the England bench, Woody Harrelson, Brian Lara, and the rest of the world bench. See them all before the night's out. Ben Shepherd. Too close to Lehmann. Zidane. Tackled by Shepherd. Ollie Mers. Night-out tackle, Zinedine Zidane. Mers' ball in towards Sheringham. A lot of qualities, Teddy, but lightning pace, never really been one of them. Couldn't quite catch up with it. Zinedine Zidane. Mike Myers. Tried to poke it through to Joe Calzaghe, but Martin Keown was in the way. Run away from Redknapp to Giggs, and now Mike Myers. Tackled by Wilkes. Here comes Gordon Ramsay. Now Ramsay's out of position. He's recovered. Joe Calzaghe covering for him too. Wilkes. Underway by Huppier. Ralph Little. Sheringham to Shearer. Now Ollie Mers. Got support here. Ralph Little, hit by Alan Shearer, could say that by Jens Lehmann. Got down quickly to his right. Nice, crisp hit from Alan Shearer.
Yeah, good football as well. Again, Ollie Mers on the right-hand side. Clever little cutback, then the drop back from Ralph Little. That's a good strike from Shearer. That really does make Jens Lehmann work. He's have to stretch very well and get a big hand on that.
Let's hear from one of the A-list celebrities waiting to come on. Woody Harrelson is with Kirsty Gallagher.
Thanks very much, guys. Woody, what do you make of the rest of the world's performance so far?
Well, I mean, I think so far pretty good. You know, I suppose we could be a little more on that side of the field.
That would be good for you, wouldn't it? Nicky Byrne.
Defending.
Nicky Byrne missed that penalty. I mean, do you think you would have got it?
Well, 70,000 people watching, it's a lot of pressure. So.
Just a bit. You must be itching to go on there, are you?
Well, I'd be happy to go on, but I'm happy to watch from here.
And Mike Myers looks like he might be tiring a bit.
Yeah, I can't tell from here. But, yeah, he's playing pretty good.
Okay, well, Woody, thanks very much. Hope you get on there in the minute. Back to the boys.
Woody lives in Hawaii now. He was telling me on Friday that the problem he's got playing football tonight is he usually plays in bare feet. I would think with a drink in one hand. Here's Joe Calzaghe. Actually, he's a fit guy. He's also telling me that his preferred sports were kite surfing and ultimate frisbee, neither of which I have to say I've tried. There's the number again, 0330 123 1966. You can text on 70442. or contact us online at itv.com/soccer8. Please do support UNICEF tonight. Help stop children dying from preventable diseases, get children into school and protect them from violence and abuse. Given away by Damien Lewis. Ryan Giggs to Nicky Byrne, Joe Calzaghe, Mike Myers out on that right flank. Larson. Gethin Jones. Crossing towards Nicky Byrne, headed away by Martin Keown.
Lucky, good ball in that from Gethin Jones. Dangerous area.
I think we're in for a summer of horns, the vuvuzela, which you'll hear throughout every World Cup match. Seems to be the vogue. I think we'll be heartily fed up with them by the end of the World Cup finals, but it's going to be a long summer, or a winter, where Andy and I are heading this week.
Quite even Stephen up to now, Clive. Of course, the rest of the world team missing that great opportunity from the spot. Shearer shot that tested Jens Lehmann about 5 minutes ago, but not a lot in the game at the moment.
Giving away 2 years a man in age to the England team. That if you take the average age of the 10 outfield players of England, just under 36. For the rest of the world, just under 38. It's Nicky Byrne getting his own back on Jonathan Wilkes.
Bit of payback there. Unlucky went for the 1-2 and he had to go for it again. It's good to see that the guys are committing to each challenge, going for it and just getting on with the game.
Johnny Wilkes is actually playing with a couple of cracked ribs. There's an injury picked up a while ago. I mean, obviously that's some in the shin, but he is pointing at times to his midriff. He's in a little bit of discomfort, as you would be with 2 cracked ribs. It's not a laughing matter, really, Harry. Now, anything can happen here. No, he's on with the water bottles. I asked him on Friday what his role was in the England camp. He says, I bring absolutely nothing to this party, nothing whatsoever. But he's taken his bibs and bottles role pretty seriously.
Yeah.
It's those old ribs. James Corden will be a regular part of ITV's World Cup coverage this summer. His World Cup Live will follow most of our live games just about every evening for the next month or so, and I can promise he's got some absolute treats up his sleeve. He's been given some extraordinary access to various England players and has spent some very amusing time with some of our finest. Sheringham to Shearer. Here's Redknapp. Now Ollie Murs. Alan Shearer. Murs again. In towards Sheringham. He's tucked a few of those away in his time.
Certainly has. Again, Ollie Murs has done really well down this right-hand side. He's linked up well with everybody. Clever little ball there. You can see he's very deliberate in his intentions to find Teddy Sheringham there. It's just half a yard behind Sheringham, who can't quite get his foot over the top of the ball. But very impressed with Ollie Murs. Not only is he very energetic, but he's got the presence of mind to look up and try and spot people in the right areas.
Played 3 years semi-pro in the Ryman League for Witham Town in Essex. Part of his life which was only ended by a bad knee injury, suffered a cruciate ligament injury around about the time that his singing career who took off. He's got an album coming out in September, a single in the summer. Ollie Murs, one of the stars of last season's X Factor. 0330 123 1966 is the number.
It's a good header that again from Johnny Wilkes, because Nicky Byrne is just peeling off him. He's running inside Robbie Williams, and it's always the threat down the right-hand side. There's always an out ball for the rest of the world side, that's for sure.
We said there'd be lots of goals, didn't we?
We did.
Giggs. Nicky Byrne. Here's Zinedine Zidane, blocked by Joe Calzaghe. Not really the idea. Michael Sheen in towards Joe Calzaghe. Tucked away by Martin Keogh. Redknapp. Here's Ollie Murs again. Shearer. Sheringham waits. Ben Shepherd. Ollie Murs will go on. Larson's got back, but Ollie Murs still has it. Well off the ball by Ryan Giggs.
Great run again, that was. Very positive run from Ollie Murs. He's got the confidence to maybe try and take Gordon Ramsay on. He gets the better of that, and Ryan Giggs again just doing enough to get back to deny him when he looked like he's just about to have a shot.
Wilkes. It's behind Ollie Murs this time. Zidane. Myers. Found Zidane again. Lifted in towards Joe Calzaghe. Ben Shepherd defending stoutly. Giggs has won it from Redknapp. Joe Calzaghe. Good strong challenge by Ben Shepherd. He's a fit lad. He's just about to do a charity run which very few would take on. Coast-to-coast run in aid of Cystic Fibrosis charity. 145 miles Ben Shepherd's going to run for that.
Good tackle, that one. Nice little 1-2. Ryan Giggs and Joe Calzaghe, but good defending.
David Seaman here has just come back from a charity expedition. He just climbed Kilimanjaro a couple of weeks ago. And apparently it was the worst weather they had in that part of the world for a few years. A lot of unheralded work goes on by some of the famous stars of sport and entertainment. David Seaman, who went up Kilimanjaro with Tony Pulis, the Stoke manager, in aid of another worthy charity. Here's Michael Sheen behind you. Run off it by Damien Lewis. Nicky Byrne got to him. Oh my goodness, Nicky Byrne flying in there. Caught Ralph Little. I have to report that Rupert Penry-Jones, the actor that some of you may know from Spooks and from Whitechapel, should have been playing here tonight, but suffered really quite a serious injury in training yesterday. Neither Nicky Byrne nor Ralph Little pulled out. He's actually in plaster as we speak, Rupert Penry-Jones. He was due to start filming in a month or so's time, but he's going to be out of action for a couple of months. Rupert Penry-Jones injured in training yesterday. Cracked bone in his knee. Let's hear from Ricky Hatton, who's alongside Kirsty Gallagher.
Ricky, this is a tight game. What do England need to do to make the difference here?
Need to keep hold of the ball more, probably pass it a bit better. I think they're dropping off a bit too deep. I mean, they're having a lot in the final third, they're having a lot of possession lately, rest of the world team. So must admit the last 10 minutes they've looked the better team, to be honest, so we've got to get back on track and how we started off, I think.
Conditions getting a little bit more difficult, but slippy out there. Are you looking forward to getting out there as well?
I'm looking forward to getting out there, yeah. I mean, you've got to be careful that, you know, the lads, I mean, the professional footballers obviously know, but I mean, the lads that aren't professional footballers have got to be careful that they don't dive in with the pitch getting a little bit more slippy, but not much in it really, is it? I thought it'd be a bundle of goals, but it isn't, is it?
Not yet, but you never know. Ricky, thank you very much.
It's funny, you know, whatever profession you're from, as soon as you start talking about football, you start using exactly the same phrases that every footballer uses.
It's very true.
Gordon Ramsay's in a bit of trouble at the moment. He's not got up or back from that run as yet, or he's just back on his feet.
Good run that was, Clive, you know. He went a long way there with the ball, Gordon Ramsay. He got to the byline, cut it back, and just got cut out, but it was a very good run.
He's a deeply competitive type. He was captain of the rest of the world 2 years ago, and he was unable to complete the first 10 minutes of the game because of an injury. A similar story here when he played 4 years ago. He got the half time that night, but here's Nicky Byrne. Picked off by Ralph Little. He is a good player, Ralph Little.
Yeah.
Sheringham. Damien Lewis. Williams was the target, but Gethin Jones came between them. Now a bit of space here for Mike Myers. They've not been playing this for laughs, have they? Not even James Corden. I mean, everybody's taking the game very, very seriously. Not too much on it for Ollie Mers. Keenness and sense of competitiveness being reflected off the field. And Harry Redknapp and Kenny Dalglish. Zidane. Ryan Giggs got away from Keogh. Now Joe Calzaghe. It's done well to find a cross. Martin Keown with the header away. And as far as Gordon Ramsay, it was awkward to control.
Surface is so fast now, Clive, because we've had a constant drizzle of rain for some time, and it is really, really quick out there. Your first touch has to be very good, and I've got to say, all the celebrities so far have coped really, really well.
Most of them have been training together for much of the week down in London. Damien Lewis, Robbie Williams, hooked in across towards Teddy Sheringham. Lehmann did well. One or two of the celebrities I've had the chance to speak to have talked about the power of a team. There's been quite a bit of male bonding going on in the last few days. I know Patrick Kielty threw a barbecue for the rest of the world team at his home on Friday night, and you know, these strangers from different branches of the entertainment industry thrown together in the most unlikely circumstances, but certainly a feeling that they've almost as if they've known each other for years, because they're trying to win a football match together, and they are trying to win. Not too many smiles around the place, but I suspect a Dalglish victory at Old Trafford is always a bit special, and he can engineer it. Andy's now just going to go and warm up because he's coming on for the rest of the world. And I didn't tell you, did I? Here's Ollie Mers. Quite what he had in mind.
I think Mike Myers would give me 3 yards nowadays, Clive. Don't worry about that.
Here's Gethin Jones. Michael Sheen couldn't control it. Jamie Redknapp to Teddy Sheringham. One last chance for England to finish the half with a goal. Chance falls to Redknapp and to Shearer and to Redknapp! Bang on cue, bang on half time. Jamie Redknapp gives England the lead. Team managed by his dad, and the first goal comes from Redknapp Jr.
Takes a good touch, Jamie. He's looking in for a lovely 1-2 in a very tight area, and that is a very accomplished finish. Bang, bang, little 1-2. Gordon Ramsay stretching, can't get there. Brilliant, brilliant slot. Because Jens Lehmann's been in tip-top form so far, but he's not getting that one.
Very little reaction from Dad, but quite a big reaction from his assistant manager. And Jamie Redknapp was once signed by Kenny Dalglish for Liverpool. That's all the thanks you get. Scores against Dalglish's team. And England winners of the first two soccer aids are in front at half-time in the third, thanks to a goal on the stroke of half-time from one of the occasion's great supporters. The Redknapp family have given so much to the evening, and Jamie Redknapp has given us the first goal of the evening. It's England 1, rest of the world 0. Redknapp. Ollie Mers. Ben Shepherd. Going to get a few lie-ins now. His 10 years with GMTV have just about run their course. He's got one or two other ITV projects in the pipeline, Ben Shepherd, but a few lie-ins. Mike Myers doing his duties. He's very, very well. Yeah, baby. Now, suddenly a chance for Nicky Byrne. Oh, really good save by Jamie Theakston. Fantastic stop. It's not Nicky Byrne's night. He's missed from the spot.
Great save, Clive, that is. Did everything right there, Nicky Byrne. He waited, he had a little look, and that is a really, really good save from Jamie Theakston.
Says he hasn't played football since the last Soccer Aid 2 years ago. And I said, when did he play before that? He said, the last Soccer Aid before that. So it's his third football match in 4 years. He doesn't play unless 50,000 people turn out. Ollie Mers. Ben Shepherd. Paddy Kilty decides to punch. Ollie Mers. Taking on Gordon Ramsay. No way past. Gordon shuts the door in his face. Sheer willpower got him there. He thinks it's a penalty.
He thinks it's at least a corner, and he may have a point, because Gordon Ramsay does well. He actually thought for 1 minute that he was possibly going to get through there, but this is the previous save. Jamie thinks, what a good stop that is. Nicky Byrne does everything, has a little look, weighs it all up. That's a good save. There's Rushy thinking, oh, to just tuck that in the corner another yard to one side.
Another man who's just getting up at 4:30 in the morning for his breakfast show. He won't be on Heart tomorrow morning, incidentally. Ooh. Nicky Butt's giving it away, and to Zinedine Zidane. Not a good idea, but Zidane tackled by Jonathan Wilkes. Luis Figo. Shane Filan. Just slipped. That's getting the best of Westlife tonight.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on the Take That reunion, Andy? I haven't asked you your views on that in any of our previous games. Here's Luis Figo. Gordon Ramsay. Big tackle coming in from Ralph Little, but it's Luis Figo. One or two lying on the floor, including Ramsay. Luis Figo can't quite find his way past the 8 men between him and the goal.
Ow, that one just hurt a little bit, I think, there, Big Gordon.
Well, we know how competitive he is in the kitchen, and we can see how competitive he is out there in the middle. Here's Nicky Byrne still looking for a goal.
He's really grown into the game, Gordon Ramsay. He's been bombing forward, he has. There's that challenge there, look, whoa. Bang, hits the floor with a bit of a wallop, but nonetheless still manages to get himself up. Ow.
Hasn't quite got back to his station at left back yet. Very calmly done by Patrick Keelty. Very well controlled by Brian Lara.
Yeah, I think he's been playing a bit of football with Dwight York over the years, Brian.
They were in the same Trinidad under-16 team. I bet that was some fun. Damien Lewis, who's one of the fitter celebrities out there. Oh, could go all the way here. Damien Lewis, he seemed to be held by Joe Calzaghe. Patrick Keelty did well in the end.
Yeah.
You know what he wants? Mark Clattenburg having none of it. Do you think England will get a referee when they play against the USA next weekend from England? No, I don't think so either. There's a Brazilian referee for that big match next Saturday night, which is exclusively live on ITV. 7:30 kickoff. I'm sure you'll join us. The opening game of the World Cup finals on Friday on ITV, along with the opening ceremony. Here's Shane Friday. Now Luis Figo. Luis Figo tackled by Robbie Williams. Seen off comfortably. You've got to do better than that against me. Figo is a bit intimidated. He's probably never played against a left back who's more famous than he is. Michael Sheen, the rest of the world captain, has very gallantly given up his place at half-time, but he's now got his breath back and he's talking to Kirsty Gallagher.
Thank you very much, guys. Michael, you've just come off. How was it out there for you?
It was just fantastic. It was just the experience of a lifetime. Amazing.
And now, what do the rest of the world team, what do your team need to do to equalise?
Well, I think we've started the second half really strong, now that I'm not there. I think, you know, if Zidane and Figo can hook up together as they were starting to, and I think Nicky could possibly get through as well. So I think we've just got to keep pushing on.
Thanks very much.
Here's Teddy Sheringham. Seen off by Huppier. It's going to be a corner kick. Now, Michael Sheen, as a boy, was on holiday at Pontins in the Isle of Wight, and Tony Adams was there with his dad, and they asked him, he was only 12 at the time, to have a trial with Arsenal, and then Michael Sheen's dad wouldn't let him go all the way from South Wales up to London to have a trial. He was a decent footballer in his youth. And he was a wonderful actor. Here's Luis Figo. Nicky Byrne. Figo. Blocked by Ralph Little. Much to the relief of Jamie Theakston behind him.
Understandable, they have a much more of a positive outlook now, the rest of the world side. Zidane and Figo linking up. Nicky Byrne is very energetic, always trying to make a run.
Led by Nicky Butt. There's a lovely moment there just off camera when Ralph Little went up to Zinedine Zidane and actually motioned to praise him, to worship him. I must admit, I feel a bit the same, Ralph. A wonderful footballer. Redknapp. Now Ollie Murs. See if the rest of the world captain's got his breath back. Ollie Murs got around Gordon Ramsay, but he hadn't bargained for Henrik Larsson covering.
We've had another couple of years as a centre-half, Henrik Larsson, Clive, to me.
I mean, it's 3 years since he had a little spell here with Manchester United. He has now officially retired as a player, but why? Goodness only knows. He's managing in Sweden, in the Swedish second division. He's an ever-breathing footballer. Sami Hyypiä here was called on very late in the day. He was apparently fishing in Lapland earlier this week when Paolo Maldini announced that he was unable to support the occasion, and Sami Hyypiä was called upon and had a late and I'm sure interesting journey from that part of the world to be with us in Manchester this evening. Well, it has been raining, it must be summer. Test match in Manchester, it was always going to rain, wouldn't it? Well, I gather it's been raining in Greece. Somebody on holiday there told me so. Sheringham. Damien Lewis on the way. Gethin Jones comes across. The ball's gone out.
Lucky there again, Damien Lewis. He has genuinely covered every inch of this huge Old Trafford pitch. It's another really good run. Gethin Jones commits to the challenge. He skips it, he rides it well, Damien Lewis, but it just trickles out.
Byrne against Nicky Butt. His header. Away from Filan. 0330 123 1966 is the number that we want you to call and pledge some money for a most worthy cause, UNICEF. Sheringham looking for a chip. Oh, just grazed the crossbar. Nothing that Patrick Kielty could have done about that. Teddy Sheringham, one of his heroes when he was a Manchester United player, almost embarrassing him.
It's a great effort as well. He has a little look maybe to slot someone, Teddy, and I think Paddy Kielty just wanders off his line half a yard. Just about got away with that.
I'm sure he'd have reached it if he'd been stood on his line. Zinedine Zidane just takes that on the chest. Over £4 million has been raised by the first two Soccer Aid matches for children all over the world. It's the third Soccer Aid. James Corden still the most serious face in the entire England camp. He's suggesting changes to Harry Redknapp and Brian Robson. Paddy McGuinness, I think, is the man he wants to bring on. Maybe it will be Woody Harrelson. I think it's time for a bit of Woody. Ricky Hatton is warming up too. Some of the greatest moments of his sporting career here in Manchester. Zidane. Nicky Byrne. Mark Whittle is there. Sheringham was aware that Shearer was on the move. Rick Larsson has glanced it away, but only as far as Ollie Murs. Squad arriving rather slowly. Shearer. Back in towards Ollie Murs. Sheringham! England 2. The rest of the world now. The SAS back in tandem. Shearer and Sheringham in their prime. Too hot for most defences to handle. And nothing that the rest of the world or Patrick Kielty could do about Teddy Sheringham's header.
Yeah, good little interplay between Shearer and Ollie Murs. Look at Teddy, just runs in off of Gethin Jones. And he's always been so accurate with his heading. He doesn't always try and thump it with his head. He just makes sure he hits the target. He tucks it down and he gives Paddy Kielty no chance. Terrific header, classic Sheringham.
He scored one in the Soccer Aid match at Wembley 2 years ago, Teddy Sheringham. And England now have a 2-0 lead. man who graced this ground for 3 years, feeding off a man who had the opportunity to grace this ground. Manchester United wanted to shine Alan Shearer back in 1996 when he chose his native Newcastle instead. Zidane though, into Larson offside, won't count. Flags up. Henrik Larsson thinks it's a poor decision.
Flag was up very early. Henrik's not having anything of it. Watch, let's have a look from this angle. It's very tight. It's very, very tight. It's a smart bit of work from the official. It is.
Thumbs up to Jeremy Simpson.
What a ball as well.
Mo Matador, the two linesmen on duty. Premier League linesmen have given their services for nothing tonight. Larsson enjoying himself a little bit more up front now, feeding off Zidane. Figo. The rest of the world need their big guns now to fire. Zidane. Back to Brian Lara. Now Joe Calzaghe. Sami Hyypiä. Zidane. Larsson leaves it, Farden goes on, square, Joe Calzaghe! First of the celebrities to score tonight, much to the delight of everybody in the rest of the World Camp. It's Joe Calzaghe who slides it into the net, and the rest of the world are back in this game.
Yeah, and they deserve that, don't they? They've had one or two good chances. And they've kept going, they've played some nice football. Shane finally gets into a good area. He rides that first challenge, does exactly the right thing. Pull it back across that 6-yard box. And there's Joe Calzaghe rolling it in from 4 or 5 yards. But really smart bit of work. Has a couple of stabs at it, Joe. It doesn't matter. It's in the back of the net.
Made by a celebrity, scored by a celebrity. Robbie Williams has left us meanwhile, so has Ollie Murs. And on in their places have come Paddy McGuinness and Ricky Hatton for England. You wouldn't want to come between those two and square up, would you? Here's Paddy McGuinness. Straight to the goal scorer, Joe Calzaghe. Well, he had arguably one of the great nights of his career in Manchester, that almost perfect performance against Jeff Lacey in 2006. I'm not suggesting that that goal will compare, but it'll be going in the scrapbook with all the great fights and that wonderful unbeaten career, which we think is over. 0330 123 1966 is the number to call if you can donate in some way to UNICEF tonight. We do rely entirely on voluntary donations. Text 70442 if you wish to donate in that manner. You can go online, itv.com/socceraid, and make a contribution via the internet. 2-1. The rest of the world right back in it. Figo tackled by Sheringham. Hyypiä. Ireland dispossessed by Lewis. Here's Paddy McGuinness.
Yep, he's on as a left back now in place of Robbie Williams.
Sheringham has beaten Lara. Infects Shearer, who gets away from Gordon Ramsay. It's Alan Shearer. Oh, stopped by Patrick Kilty. Fantastic save. Shearer denied by an Irish comedian. How do you feel, Alan?
It's classic Shearer as well, because look, he gets on that right foot, runs across the front of Gordon Ramsay. Well done, Paddy.
And by an Irish comedian who supports Manchester United. Henrik Larsson, meanwhile, tackle from Johnny Wilkes. Good tackle.
Yeah, very good tackle again.
Well, both Jamie Theakston and Patrick Kilty have now made terrific saves since coming up.
Certainly have. That's another really, really good tackle from Johnny Wilkes.
Going to be another corner meanwhile.
It's just now, Clive, that the legs start to ache and you just start to feel like you're running out of gas a little bit.
Happier with the header. It's just now when you begin to wonder whether this was such a good idea.
Oh, Sammy's just needs to just take a bit off that fringe. I think he'd have nodded that straight in the net. It's come off his shoulder, that one.
Happier back on defensive duty. Gethin Jones caught in possession by Damien Lewis. Gets it back from Teddy Sheringham. Here goes Ricky Hatton. Turned away though by Nicky Byrne. Now, chance for Hatton to run, but not quite anticipate it. Well, Robbie Williams must be a very, very proud man. He is the man who's made this possible, and he's now joined Kirsty down on the touchline.
Robbie, you must be thrilled with your team. They're playing brilliantly, aren't they?
Playing really well, but it's a battle out there. You know, it's not easy. Our finishing's been great. The spirit's really good. It's just a magical evening out there on the Theatre of Dreams. Brilliant.
It must be. Who are you most impressed with at the moment on your side?
Ralph Little's been helping me out an awful lot because I haven't got any legs anymore. Not that I had them anyway. So he's been brilliant. Ben Shepherd's been excellent with Zidane. Obviously Zidane's Zidane and he's very, very special. All around though, the performance all around's been amazing. Jamie's having a great game. The lads up front need a bit more service, and I think they're going in there.
What happened there? I couldn't quite see. This is live, yes.
Is this on now?
This is on now, we're on, yeah, absolutely. But I couldn't see that. What happened there?
Jamie was through on goal. Jamie Redknapp tried to chip Patrick Keelty, but it just went over the bar. Patrick Keelty, by the way,
He's had
that save.
It was a brilliant save, wasn't it?
I mean, it's Alan Shearer against Patrick Keelty. Who are you putting your money on?
Yeah, but also Jamie Theakston as well. Very
Jamie
good.
Theakston. Who was it? Larson or somebody?
It was. I can't remember now.
Nicky Byrne.
It was Nicky. Exactly.
Nicky Byrne had a good shot, and big Jamie Theakston put his massive hand out there to save England. Brilliant.
Yeah. And just quickly, obviously, an amazing cause. We want people to donate, don't we, for UNICEF tonight?
Yeah, please phone in, text in. What's the number? Do you know the number?
0330. I can't see the number. 123 1966. Please donate.
Yeah,
Rob,
please donate.
Rob, thank you very much.
Pleasure, Bab. Thank you. Thank you very much, folks.
Do you know, that's the first time I've heard a player's wife commentate on one of his misses live on the air. I wonder if Colleen will join us in Rostenburg on Saturday night. That'd be interesting. Here's Brian Lara with a shot. He got hold of that, didn't he?
Lucky Brian, hit it ever so well. Good little setup as well from Henrik Larsson. That's the one you dream about, Clive, the one that comes back to you on the half volley at Old Trafford. Unfortunately, he's just skewed it a bit wide.
Through mid-on.
Yeah.
0330 123 1966 is the telephone. 70442 the text. itv.com/soccera our online address. And news from our call centre, someone has rung up to donate £10,000. One individual, whoever you are, thank you. It's running away from Ricky Hatton there. So he's had some big nights in Manchester too, Ricky. Bradley Walsh is getting ready. He might even have started tonight, Bradley, but he's suffering with a knee problem at the moment. Picked up during training. Training's supposed to get you ready for these games rather than finish you off. And Larsson. Nicky Butt just about enough.
Great ball through again from Luis Figo. Linking up with Zidane, there's the run from Larsson. Nicky Butt is travelling to get across and he just about does enough. It's a good strike from Larsson.
Zidane, Figo. Here comes Joe Calzaghe again. Ricky Hatton tackles Joe Calzaghe. You know, a boxing promoter would have paid millions for that moment. Never would get them in the ring together. Although Ricky might not have finished yet. Keep hearing that Calzaghe has got Bernard Hopkins on his mind. Damien Lewis is coming off.
He has played well, Clive.
Bradley Walsh, who celebrated his 50th birthday on Friday, he's going to come on with that very number on his back. The oldest outfield player, DS Ronnie Brooks, is on the case. Zidane. Filan. Gethin Jones. He's got the beating of Paddy McGuinness there, or he did for a moment. Paddy caught up quickly and strongly. He hosts a programme called Take Me Out. Paddy McGuinness is a good name for a fullback there. Yeah, love it.
It's a pretty useful looking strapping pad he's got on that knee as well, Clive.
Figo. Mickey Byrne. Oh, Zidane got in the way.
Lucky, good deep cross. Come on, Zizi, liven up a little bit.
Working with amateurs. That's the rest of the world's next substitute, James Kyson-Lee, who you may recognise from the Hero series. I wonder if he's got superpowers. Now, there's a suggestion that he's going to replace Zinedine Zidane, which would be tantamount to suicide. No, it's going to be the goal scorer, Joe Calzaghe. Well, he's given us a good 75 minutes of his time tonight. James Kyson-Lee will take his place. And also on is number 14, Simon Baker, the mentalist, who my mum thinks is lovely. You should say that about me. Mickey Byrne giving way to Simon Baker. It is a night when a lot of youngsters who maybe wouldn't normally been able to get to Old Trafford can. UNICEF, a charity dear to the heart, I think, of every parent, especially those of us who can afford to treat our children to a night like this, or a day at a theme park, or a Robbie Williams CD. Zidane. Oh, a fantastic tackle this time from Ben Shepherd on Zinedine Zidane. He's not faced a defence like this before.
Now that Materazzi's nothing compared to Ben Shepherd. Good tackle, good tackle.
But so many causes are worthy of our support, but money that goes to wonderful children who just happen to have been born into less than wonderful circumstances is money well spent. Ricky Hatton trying to stretch those legs. Stopped by Simon Baker. Might come for Shearer, or it might come for Bradley Walsh.
Well away, Bradley.
It's a good clearance, that. Figo got it on the string. Zidane. Got away from Ben Shepherd this time. He slipped it into Henrik Larsson. Johnny Wilkes has done really well again.
Yep. Stuck with Henrik Larsson. Didn't dive in, didn't commit to the ground, just stayed on his feet. Zidane rolls it into Larsson, so you've got to make sure here. Does exactly the right thing, Johnny Wilkes. Just gets his body in the way.
Figo with the corner. Into Sami Hyypiä, who steps over it, and it comes off Nicky Butt. It'll be another corner.
Substitution for the rest of the world. Replacing number 3, Gordon Ramsay, with number 18, Woody Harrelson.
Going to see Woody. Got to wait for somebody to come off first. It's Gordon Ramsay. He's absolutely given his all tonight. And Woody Harrelson has been a treat in the rest of the World Camp during training. Most amiable man. Admits he's not played a great deal of football, so he didn't start the game until he was 40. Oh, this then. The rest of the world are on terms. Sami Hyypiä's got the goal. And Woody Harrelson has done the trick straight away.
Inspired substitution, that. Marvellous work from Kenny. It's a great ball whipped in. I think it's Luis Figo. Jamie Theakston's wandering a little bit, and it just comes off of Sami Hyypiä. Under pressure from Teddy Sheringham and Nicky Butt.
Back of the neck.
Yeah, it's one of those awkward ones that ends up looping. Look, that's exactly where the goalie should be. Even Paddy McGuinness trying to punch it off the line, not enough. Game on.
Here's Bradley Walsh. The really bad news if you're trying to get the children to bed is that if it is a draw, we'll have a penalty shootout and stay up a bit longer. Jonathan Wilkes with a clearance, only as far as Brian Lara. The rest of the world are looking the stronger team now. Figo between the legs of Sheringham.
Adam Woody.
Figo. Hyypiä. Nicky Butt across as well. And Johnny Wilkes has done really well to win another throw-in. Woody Harrelson hasn't played a lot of football. He's been here in London during the week with the rest of the squad. And after training, in order to get a bit more practice, he's been out to Battersea Park a couple of times and just joined in a couple of kickabout games. Now imagine if you're having a seven-a-side game with your mates and suddenly this American guy turns up and you think, it can't be. It is. It's Woody Harrelson who's been joining in your game.
Yeah, but
here's Ben Shepherd. Now Teddy Sheringham. Bradley Walsh. Shane Fannin got back. Woody Harrelson well left.
you might need to go to Battersea Park just once or twice more, Clive, looking at that clearance.
Paddy McGuinness. Throw into England. Now our call centres have been in touch and have told us that calls are increasing in number hour by hour. That's fantastic. Please keep calling or texting. £1.5 million has been raised already tonight. Let's see if we can get it up to 2 million. Thank you for your support. Ralph Little stepped his way into a goal-scoring position. Couldn't quite finish it off.
Moves well, Ralph Little, doesn't he? He's got just natural movement of a footballer. It's a good strike, it's a lovely left-footed clip. But again, look, taking people on, just dipping the shoulder, swiveling the hips, very unlucky.
He played in a celebrity game up at Newcastle. He was 24 years of age. This is, 6 years ago now. And because of his performance that evening, with the likes of Peter Beardsley and Chris Waddle around, he did get a couple of phone calls. Accrington Stanley were quite keen to give him a chance. He has played some semi-pro Ryman League football to quite a high standard. Zidane. Pull back to Figo. And now Brian Lara. Red by Ricky Hatton, but only as far as Luis Figo. Simon Baker bumping Ben Shepherd out of the way. Simon Baker going on, and Henrik Larsson, and now Zinedine Zidane clicked in towards Larsson, and well judged by Jamie Theakston. Calmly done by Hurpia. Let's see who Kirsty's got with her now. I gather it's one of the goal scorers, Joe Calzaghe.
It is indeed, Joe. Great goal. What was it like scoring out there at Old Trafford?
That's a dream come true for me, you know, to be on this, field with so many great legends and to actually score a goal. Yeah, I'm over the moon. I just hope we can go on and win now.
I was just going to say, obviously, Sami Hyypiä there, equalising. Do you think you can go on now?
Well, it's anybody's game now, isn't it? It's 2-2 now, and everybody's getting tired. We've still got a couple of great players on, so fingers crossed we can get a late goal and win.
And we don't want to see penalties, do we? We want to see a clear winner.
No, we don't. Hopefully there'll be a winner in this time, 3-2. Hope so.
Let's see. Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Crossed by James Kyson-Lee, didn't quite get hold of it. Well, we're 7 minutes away from penalties. And one of the rules is no rolling substitutes, so players who've gone off can't return. You're going to see Dominic Cooper come on for England in place of Ben Shepherd. He's been outstanding tonight, Ben Shepherd, but going to be replaced by the actor Dominic Cooper, who you may remember as Sky from Mamma Mia. Just completed a movie in which he was playing Saddam Hussein's son. Arsenal fan replacing a West Ham fan. Sheringham. Well, there was a late winner 2 years ago. Jonathan Wilkes curled a free kick over the wall to win it for England at Wembley. Wilkes' clearance. Sheringham with the flick on. Here's Bradley Walsh. It was very, very difficult for Dominic Cooper to take in his stride. Bradley Walsh was on Brentford's books once upon a time. He substituted for a couple of first-team games, late 70s. Figo, it's the back of Zidane. Probably that was a pass from Zidane, knowing him. Larsson, Zidane. Figo. Still he goes on. Taking on Paddy McGuinness though now. Oh. Hit by Larsson! That's wide.
Just didn't quite make the right contact. Brilliant play from Figo. Doesn't really hit it off the top of his foot clean enough there. Henrik Larsson, as he would have liked, sort of ends up scuffing it a little bit and just dragging it. Ooh.
The difficulty for Luis Figo there was he was faced by Paddy McGuinness, and it's quite a long way around Paddy McGuinness. Patrick Kilty just shows it to Teddy Sheringham. Gives him a kick up the backside for that.
Great skills is. I'm thinking, be careful, Paddy. Well played, son.
No, you see it, no, you don't. Henrik Larsson. Oof. Smash that. They want a winner, don't they?
They certainly do. Woody Harrelson, look, he's made a little run on the overlap. I was thinking, Henrik, need to find Woody there. Instead of that, he's found someone in Rose Ed.
The official attendance here tonight just under 65,500. Fantastic turnout. To see these fantastic individuals give of their time. Fantastic course. Now Shearer prowling and looking for a winner. Away by Hyypiä. As far as Cooper, it might still come for him. Quite sure what he had in mind there.
Pretty ambitious, wasn't it? I'm not 100% sure what he was doing there, but nonetheless, why not have a go?
Zidane. Put out by Jonathan Wilkes. Hopia wins it from Sheringham. He's gone for a chip, and Jamie Theakston is equal to it. I mean, there's a debate about who should start in goal for England next Saturday. Would you play him, Jamie Theakston, ahead of Green or James?
I think the other two just shade it, Clive, but it's terrific stop, that one again.
He's done nothing wrong.
Yeah.
I think the problem really would be finding somebody to fill in for him on Heart FM. I think that's not really how you take a corner, James, but whatever. That's okay. That's how they do it in LA.
Yeah.
Brian Lara. Oh, chance for Larson, chance for Happier. Good block. Paddy McGuinness got in the way. Still Larson. Led by Bradley Walsh. Teddy Sheringham. Jamie Redknapp. Shearer. Redknapp. Cooper. And Redknapp's giving it straight to Brian Lara. Cooper's got it back. And events like the World Cup provide a stage, an opportunity for major initiatives, a captive audience, common interests. I've been involved with a project called One Goal that's aiming to lobby for education for all children in Africa, and UNICEF's agenda is far wider. Children all around the world will be captivated by the football in South Africa. We all remember our first World Cup, and football and the like can spread messages, promote causes, raise awareness and funds. That's the power that Robbie Williams has harnessed here again this evening. 0330 123 1966. And you can contribute to what is already a fantastic total of over £1.5 million raised tonight by you. Ralph Little. Picked off very easily by Gethin Jones. Here's Shane Filan. Zidane. And now Lara. Oh, it's a fantastic pass. It's Henrik Larsson. Oh, wonderful stop by Jamie Theakston. I'm sorry, Fabio, you should have been here tonight. This is the man.
Great football as well. What a brilliant ball that was from Brian Lara. Put him through. Terrific ball. What's this? There you go. Go on, Henrik. Go on, put that one in the back of the net. Watch Jamie Theakston. Stands up, stands up. Excellent work.
Woody Harrelson would rather keep that in, but that is as far as it goes for now. We're going to have a penalty shootout because the final score here at Old Trafford is England 2, the rest of the world 2. Well, the penalty shootout is a celebrity-only zone. None of the former players are involved, either in the taking or the saving of the penalties. Some of the greatest names in world football have missed penalties in big shootouts. Now, maybe one of the greatest names in world show business is about to do it.
And unless you've made that walk that Johnny Wilkes has just made there from around the halfway line up to that penalty spot, knowing that all eyes are on you, it really is one of the toughest things to do in the business, Clive. You've just got to stay cool, don't change your mind. Good contact is what he's looking for. He strikes a very sweet ball.
5 penalties each or it goes to sudden death. Jonathan Wilkes for England, 1-0. I think he enjoyed it. Well, he scored the deciding goal in the first 2 soccer raids. Who knows?
Well, Paddy's whistling. Look, he just has a little shimmy on the line, maybe to just try and put Jonathan Wilkes off, but not good enough.
Blind Lara has made 501 runs in one innings. Just needs one here to equalise. Blind Lara for the rest of the world. Oh, Jamie Theakston got to it, but couldn't keep it out. It's 1-1 in the shootout.
Yep, he guessed right. Went exactly the right way. Springs to the right-hand side. Should save it.
Almost another heroic moment for Jamie Theakston, who gives way to Patrick Keelty as Ralph Little of royal family and married single other fame strides forward. Save by Patrick Keelty. Advantage rest of the world in the playoff.
It's a good stop, that is. So another very gifted and cultured left foot. Ralph Little just doesn't tuck it in the corner. Paddy Keelty guesses right and he saves.
Now Nicky Byrne has already had one penalty saved tonight in the match itself. James Corden trying to console Ralph Little in his own inimitable fashion. Nicky Byrne, who's had one penalty saved tonight, albeit by David Seaman, is now up against Jamie Theakston. I think he's going to blast this. Goalkeepers have been wonderful.
What a stop that is. And he hits it ever so well, Nicky Byrne. It's a good height for a goalie, but that's still a very, very accomplished save. Well done.
Time for a comic to become a straight man. Paddy McGuinness, Peter Kay's great mate, from the truly great Phoenix Knights. I've seen him quite a lot on ITV of late. But Patrick Keelty looks confident.
He does.
More confident than Paddy McGuinness, I'd have to say. McGuinness, over, well over.
Hey, you're not the first that's done that, Paddy.
You took one in a World Cup shootout, didn't you, Andy?
I certainly did and managed to score, but again, your nerve ends are shredded by the time you put the ball on the spot.
For the rest of the world,
what is
Shane
fellow Westlife member Nicky Byrne has missed, but here comes Shane Filan with a chance to beat the unbeatable Jamie Theakston. It's Filan. Oh, I don't know how it found a way in, but it did. Scuffed past Jamie Theakston, and the rest of the world lead.
You know, all the saves that Jamie Theakston has made, if he just threw himself down on the ground there, he probably would have got it, but well done, Shane Filan.
Well, Ben Shepherd needs this for England. They're running out of chances. Ben Shepherd. Oh, fabulous penalty, best we've seen so far. 2-2, but England have taken 4, rest of the world 3.
Shearer would have been proud of that one.
Now who's next for the rest of the world? It's going to be Gordon Ramsay.
Don't listen to him, Gordon.
Scotland versus England.
Here's the goal, Clive.
Jamie Theakston taking his time to get to his line. Gordon Ramsay. Save.
It's another brilliant stop. He dips to the left and throws himself to the right and gets a hand on it.
3 games of football in 4 years. It's not enough, Jamie. We need to see more of you. Well, Robbie Williams now, and it's already sudden death because each team has taken 4 penalties. Each team has scored 2. So we're down to sudden death already. England need their captain to score. His game, his ball. Oh, and not his moment. Well over by Robbie Williams. A match point, rest of the world.
It's a good strike. It's a good hit from Robbie Williams. He's trying to drill that down the middle, but
For the rest of the world.
Well, Gethin Jones is just about to start a new series on ITV, which is a bit of a celebrity challenge. It's like Celebrity Jungle, but in the snow. It's itself all about adventure and challenge. And here's the ultimate challenge. This to win it for the rest of the world. Gethin Jones. Saying again, Jamie Theakston. He saved 3.
he stands behind the line and then sort of runs forward, and he's, as well as making some great stops, he's kind of psyching him out of it a little bit.
Well, we're now into the guys that didn't volunteer when the call came for volunteers, because the 5 nominated penalty takers have each taken their spot kicks, and it's 2-2. It's sudden death now. They'll take it alternately. But those that have missed, like Robbie Williams, are feeling a bit better at the moment, and those have still got to come forward, like Damien Lewis, aren't. Talk about band of brothers. Here comes Damien Lewis. A respot, just what you need.
Yeah.
Damien Lewis makes it 3-2 to the home team, and Joe Calzaghe must score.
It's a good penalty. Big side foot on it. It's always nice when you see the goalie flying in the other direction.
Well, it must seem like the 15th round for Joe Calzaghe. He's put a lot of effort in tonight. He scored in the match itself, but he's got no choice here now. He's got to somehow get the ball past him.
Can anyone get it past him?
3 of his teammates have tried and failed. Socks down, a rather weary Joe Calzaghe. Got to score. Does score. 3-3, and on the shootout goes.
Cool as you like. Well done, Joe. Good slot that was. Just had a little look at Jamie Theakston. You're not getting them even if he dives that way.
Ollie Mersey's next. Bit easy for the England penalty taker because he's going first all the time. But he'll be feeling it. Almost through Patrick Kilty, that one. 4-3 England.
Good strike, just drills it straight down the middle.
If in doubt, blast it.
Yep.
I'm not sure the rest of the world have got a volunteer here. Whoever it is has got to score. Jamie Theakston's frightened them off. Nobody? Okay, well, we'll go home then. Oh, it's going to be the skipper. Michael Sheen's going to take it. Well, he's played the part of David Frost. He's played the part of Brian Clough. He's recently played the part of Tony Blair in a movie that we'll see soon. Now he's got to play the part of a penalty hero. He's not nervous or anything, but he just plays the ball a yard behind the spot. Now the white one. Michael Sheen, the rest of the world captain, has to score. Oh, and does score. Jamie Theakston came charging out that time.
Again, nice and cool. He just had a little look at the goalkeeper. Didn't try and leather it. He's just waiting for the goalkeeper to commit and just stroke it in the other direction. Not easy to do.
Both teams have taken 7 penalties. It's 4 each. Ricky Hatton is next. Haven't had a save for a while. Ricky Hatton. Oh, fabulous! Top corner. Manchester City fan at Old Trafford. Take that.
Good penalty as well. Good slot, deliberate. Yeah, I like it, I like it. Have some of that.
But is it a knockout blow? I think Michael Sheen's going across to Patrick Kilty, the goalkeeper, said, "Do you want to take the next one?" He's going to have to. It's going to be a goalkeeper against a goalkeeper here. Manchester City fans just scored for England at Old Trafford, and now Manchester United fan will try to keep it going for the rest of the world. No margin for error here. Got to score. Patrick Kielty, 5-all.
Well done, Paddy. He's got a straight run up there. It's not easy, that is. Big side foot into the corner.
Just on from his 50th birthday. It's Bradley Walsh next. And Patrick Kielty, having been a hero from the spot, he's now going to try to be a hero again against the penalty taker. Bradley Walsh. Oh, slotting them in now. Goalkeeper's getting tired, I think.
Well done, Bradley.
The rest of the world are running out of people who want to take one.
I think Mike Myers is getting stripped, Clive. Here he is.
Oh, behave.
Think Dr. Evil. Put it on that spot and smash it in the back of the net.
For the rest of the world,
I've seen penalty takers look more ready. Yeah, okay. When you're ready. Oh, he's confident. Are we talking about a mega star here? Austin Powers himself. He's giving a little shake of the head. To keep it going for the rest of the world, Mike Myers. Bang!
Never in doubt.
6-all. Oh, he's thanking everybody.
What a good pen that was. He kept his head down. Yes.
We've had 18 penalties in the shootout. It's Dominic Cooper's turn. Still nothing to separate the two teams. Mamma mia. Oh, hits the crossbar and over. And now a real chance for the rest of the world.
Is it Woody Harrelson? I wonder.
Who's going to come up and win it for them? Or is it Jamie Theakston time again?
He's just got under it and he's clipped the crossbar. I think Patrick Kielty was always possibly going to save that anyway.
Going to be Simon Baker, I think, from Tasmania, Australia. Well, he says that he was a surfer and water polo player at state level in Australia, but he didn't talk too much about his football career. But now the mentalist has got to try to outwit Jamie Theakston. This to win it. Simon Baker. Save by Jamie Theakston. Four saves he's made.
Another good stop.
For England, Jamie Theakston.
Well, Jamie Theakston has saved 4 penalties, now he's going to try and score one. In his gloves, over.
Yep.
Well, now he's got to make up for that by saving one.
Great with his hands, not quite so good with his feet. Just didn't quite get it sorted out, did he?
It's Woody time.
Here he comes.
Well, he's played some parts. Zombieland 2012. No Country for Old Men. I mean, we're talking about an absolutely A-list Hollywood actor, but he has never done anything like this or even thought about it. Cheers.
Oh, he wants to have a little practice, would he, from the edge of the area?
Now that's confidence. A penalty taker who's a little uncertain as to exactly what a penalty is against the great Jamie Theakston. Woody Harrelson. He's done it! The rest of the world's first ever victory in a Soccer Aid match comes virtue of Woody from Cheers. But for all the heroics of Jamie Theakston, England have beaten for the first time. Well, I've been privileged to spend a bit of time with him. He's a wonderful man. And he's just had a wonderful moment. And Robbie Williams is beaten for once. Woody Harrelson, can you believe it?